The Shadow Deal, a trap on a foggy night while I was in the midst of moving from my family home on the island of Elia to the bustling city of Cassandra. I relied heavily on digital apps such as Open Market and Find Me to find new furniture. I had already settled into my new apartment in Cassandra, but I was still spending most of my time at my parents' house, busy furnishing my new home. One day, I browsed the Find Me app and found a stylish wardrobe at an unbelievable price, which perfectly matched the rest of my furniture. I contacted the seller, whose name was Adam, and he responded quickly and directly. We agreed on a time and place to meet that evening outside his house on a dead-end street next to a small park. Adam mentioned that he worked late shifts and that the only time he was usually available was after 10 p.m. This suited me perfectly, as I had no work that week. The appointment was set for 10:30 p.m. I preferred to be a little early because, frankly, the later it got, the more suspicious I felt. I arrived at his house around 10:15, or maybe a little earlier. It was a very foggy night, so much so that I couldn't see if there were any other cars parked on the street. Literally seconds after I pulled up at the end of the cul-de-sac, I received a message from Adam on Waze saying, "You're early, give me a second and I'll be outside." My blood ran cold. How did he know I arrived at that exact moment? Was he watching me from somewhere in this thick fog? Nevertheless, I replied, "Okay," and looked around more attentively now. I realized that there were no real houses on the street, at least not houses that looked normal. It was an unusually isolated street for the island of Elia, with a few small buildings that I couldn't even identify. Finally, Adam sent me another message saying, "Come outside, the closet is waiting in the back." In the back? Where exactly? I couldn't see anything. I got out of my car while replying to him, asking where I should go. That's when the replies on the app stopped, and I heard someone shouting from afar, "Here, come here." I followed the voice of this person named Adam through the fog. I felt like I was stepping into a strange horror scenario, following a voice without seeing its owner. I shouted occasionally, "I'm coming." I walked through a narrow passageway that resembled an alley between two buildings. This was not a lively street at all. I called out to Adam again when I reached an area resembling a backyard through the alley. I didn't know if it was large or small, as the fog mixed with darkness prevented me from seeing more than 6 feet in front of me. Adam stopped calling out to me. There was complete silence, broken only by the sound of distant night traffic. I knew deep down that something wasn't right. I was about to turn back when I heard his voice right in front of me. "Wait. Your wardrobe is in here. Come inside." I couldn't see him. I didn't answer. I just started backing away toward the narrow alley. I turned around and saw other figures standing a few feet away from me, even through the thick fog. I saw them standing completely still, leaning against a wall or fence. Something very bad was happening here. I started running as fast as I could back the way I came, and I heard and saw that I was being pursued by at least 3 different people. I didn't run toward my truck because I wouldn't have had time to get in, start it, and make a 3-point turn. I ran down the street until I couldn't run anymore. Then I called the police. Eventually, 2 police cars pulled up on the street, and one of them picked me up when I waved at them. We arrived at the location and went to the small courtyard area. There were no people there. The 2 small buildings were both abandoned commercial facades. The back door was wide open, but inside there was literally nothing. Need I even say it? No wardrobe, of course. I showed the officers the conversation on the Find Me app. All I had to do was give them the account that posted the ad, and that would allow them to open an investigation. But somehow, nothing ever came of it. I'm not sure how thorough the police department's investigation into the whole thing was. All I know is that something very bad would have happened to me if I had entered that building.